Rise also is a risk. We already saw this matchup earlier today, but it'll be locked in. It's been one of the most played by KT so far this season. Intriguing. So 1-3-1 is the big possibility with KT. And the 1-3-1 here is even stronger than any 1-3-1 we've seen recently, because if Renekton gets ahead, if Rise hits his scaling, then you cannot ask for any champion other than Varus to instant wave clear in mid lane while the 1-3-1 is happening. So the wave clear from Varus is the unique factor that we haven't seen on the Rift for a long time. The 1-3-1 could certainly get going, but you send Renekton behind, you get Rise behind, and maybe you just try and blow away KT Rolster as Rox Tigers were able to in Game 2 today. But it's a different ask for Samsung, who just need to avoid the perfect game. Even the first kill is going to be a sigh of relief for Samsung, because the last time these two teams faced was the most one-sided series we've seen this season.
Yeah. It was absolutely brutal to watch, but Samsung, as you say, they want to avoid that at all costs. They want to come up with the win. And putting Crown back on the Syndra is a little bit of a risk to that.
Picking Rise into it, a risk in itself. So I don't know where the respect lies between the two mid laners, given both of them have taken pretty big risks in terms of champion selection.
There's just no respect anywhere.
And I mean, Def has got Varus, which is a champion that he has a high and everyone has a high win rate on. Auto banned in basically every series in recent memory, but available in this game.
Definitely interesting draft coming through. We'll see how Cuvée especially is going to fare up in that top lane. Has the Camille, but going up against Smeb's Renekton is no easy task. Definitely a tall order for him to try and match it. Let's see if he can do it. Let's get on to the Rift for game number 1. Samsung versus KT Rolster.
That thought.
Yeah, ultimatum throw down. Smeb gonna pop the Dominus, taking so much damage though, and he is gonna go down. Heal tries to keep him alive. Flat forward. Ambition actually doesn't have it. Smeb miraculously lives, and there's no way for Samsung to dive this unless Cuvée wants to take the turret shots, but this would be so risky. Hook shot forward. Finds the stun. There we go. Takes him out. Nicely done by Samsung, but definitely not nearly as clean as they would like. They get the first blood, but now the turret going down in the bottom lane. Curtain call coming through, just trying to dissuade them. KT will be finding first brick. Doesn't have the stun though. Ambition is nearby. Does he want to leap in? Yes, he does. Jumps in onto Smeb, gets a lot of damage down onto the Renekton, but they can't follow up for the kill yet. Crown has roamed all the way up from mid lane, but as has Pawn, he gets locked up, and he should go down. Yes, he does. There we go. Overload from Pawn. He is able to secure the kill, and Samsung lose a fight that they picked. Now the Realm Warp coming through, trying to cut off core JJ. Pawn the only one coming through. Does he have the move speed to get away from the Rune Prison? Has to juke back around the minions. Pawn doesn't have the most damage yet, but they'll still get the Wild Growth burned.
A 5-man map rotation from KT. They sent everyone to the top because they already had first brick in bot lane. Now they show up. Camille, like we said, what's she to do? Has to watch as the turret goes down. Might have to wait for another mini wave, might not, depending on how much they want it. They seem to want it pretty bad. They want Camille too.
Corruption coming down, layered with the grasping roots. They find the kill. Score picks up the blow. And now they're going to just try to finish this one off. Looks like they'll be able to do so.
More often than not for Samsung.
Ambition running straight into Smeb, pops the Dominus. Has a lot of damage trying to lock down this Rengar. Score here to follow up. Void Spike's not going to find anybody. They jump away, but the roots come through from Mata. Beautiful flash over the wall to line that one up. Comes up with a kill. Well, Crown and Pawn duking it out in bot. Pawn down to half HP, but has the shields coming through. Has a lot of damage to offer up with this Rise. Crown needs to pop his ultimate soon if he wants to come out on top of this one. Throws it out, but won't get the damage in. Pawn flashes to the side. And he comes up with a solo kill. Nicely done by him. Boy Ruler, in a bad spot, has to flash away from the chain of corruption. Realm Warp coming through. Pawn and Score coming over the wall. Ambition gonna get locked down, gonna get popped. Smeb just takes him out. KT just keep going forward, 5-1.
Then you're like, I've got wood, guys. I'm gonna throw it in there. Yep, it's bigger now.
Ruler, oh boy. I mean, what more can you say? Just push too far forward inside the mid lane, gets taken out. Pawn getting pinched on by core JJ, but I don't think he can do enough.
Nope.
Yeah, doesn't hit the Glitter Lance to slow him up. He's going to be sprinting out. He's like, yeah.
They have so much damage.
Trying to ban it. Chain of Corruption comes through. Ambition gets popped, and that's going to be Baron for KT. I mean, here we go. They're going to go ahead and jump on Ambition yet again. They pop him. Realm Warp coming through into the mid lane. Pawn arrives. We'll get polymorphed off the bat, so you can't get the lockdown on the Ruler to come up with the kill, but Jungler dead yet again. KT, do they finally push over for this Baron? They're starting to inch that way, but might just be baiting yet again.
Why the Baron is a little bit tricky is, okay.
Cuvé's going to try to go in onto Pawn, thinks that everybody else is gone, but Smeb is still here. Trying to core JJ now roaming up. They're able to find one. They won't be able to find another. Smeb just can't do enough to dissuade that. So good wrap around by the rest of Samsung to come up with a pick.
And the Infernal seems like the easiest objective. But
they opt in for it. Cuvée getting locked down. He gets popped up, and he will fall. Def just chucking out that Chain of Corruption to get the assist. Pushing into the jungle. Might just be looking for a turret here. Flash forward. Ruler gets locked down. Realm Warp into the back. Pawn arrives. A little bit too late to get kill credit. He will get jumped on, though, by Ambition. He's getting locked up by Smeb, who's just feeling free to go ahead and stick in the middle of the remaining Samsung members. Gets popped up by the Wild Growth. It goes over to Ambition, but he's still quite all right. He is still healthy, can tank up the Baron.
They're going to start a defense. It needs to be now, Samsung.
Otto waiting to try to gatekeep with the roots, trying to lock somebody down. Baron going low, will get taken out. Now they just pile in onto ground. He gets popped. Zamada finds a killing blow. Cuvée getting locked up as well. And Samsung, I think he just have to kind of write this game off and start looking forward to game number 2, because there's just not a thing they can do. Cuvée not tanky enough, trying to poke them out with those piercing arrows as best as possible. Thrill the Hunt gets popped, but it's actually going up toward the Renekton. I think they figured this out right about now. Technical sweep comes in, does slow him up. He's still massive. The ultimatum comes through, trades one onto Cuvée. Can he get a second one? Slice and dices through, and he's just going to come up with the 1v2 solo kill. Smeb just stomps out Samsung's hopes. Def going low, will stay alive for the moment. Ruler has to pop the heal, hightail it out of there. Jukes out on that deadly flourish. 3 members are dead. TP coming through from Smeb, keeping the wave alive in the bottom lane. A second inhib going to fall in top. And KT, can they just close it out here? 30 seconds on Ambition, 20 about on Cuvée, and 30 on Crown. I think they just have to finish.
While a crocodile is usually scary, this is Godzilla right here, Achilles. They tried to 2v1 him and he got a double kill. Solo kills are already prized. The 1v2 double kill is just insane, but that will actually lead to the end of the game. All the super minion waves pushing in. KT wiping the floor with Samsung Galaxy. And it's felt like this many times, but regular season 19-0 for KT over Samsung Galaxy in the LCK era.
Yeah, 33 minutes on the clock, 3 kills. All that Samsung were able to pick up to avoid a perfect game by KT. They just completely stomped them into the ground.
Visage and BK. Poppy or Renekton were the top lane options. Renekton actually doesn't do that well into Gragas. He does decently, but he doesn't have lane bully status, so not really worth it. So we were hoping against hope, but I guess because Smeb didn't have the counter pick, he had to blind pick something, and Gragas was the strongest available laner. But this is something pretty different from KT Rolster.
Yeah, I mean, I moan about the lack of a truly exciting top lane pick, but we still get another game of Lee Sin for score. We get Pawn on LeBlanc for the first time this split. And then, of course, Deft on Ezreal is always a treat to watch. So this is still one hell of a draft coming out from KT. Lots of interesting decisions made on both sides.
I mean, it's the earliest possible in terms of power spikes. Very powerful early laning, top lane, very powerful laning mid laner, and Lee Sin, who
Jungle.
can profit over those lanes. So snowball comp in many ways, and the solo lanes coming through from KT. 1-3-1 will be very powerful as well if this LeBlanc goes off, and it's 7.4, so LeBlanc still has so much of a ceiling when it comes to taking over a game. Ezreal from Deft as well. We've been cup runneth over with top-tier Ezreal play recently, and Deft is certainly no exception. They got 6 kills in laning phase against Jin Air in Game 3 when Deft finally got to play Ezreal 2 days ago.
Exciting drafts from both sides. KT especially bringing one out, having that Lulu to counter up on the Rengar. Haru is going to have to play out of his mind to get Samsung a win here in game number 2. They do not want to go down. Another 0-2 loss to KT would not help their standings at all. Would put them below MVP. Let's see if they can do it or if they will fail. Let's get onto the rip for game number 2. So Haru still profits for the most part. He's going to wrap back around. Doesn't have an ignite.
I don't know where the vision is exactly here.
Red's still in vision. This is going to be one of the more interesting starts that we've seen. Score going to go ahead and smite the red buff to get some HP back, but Haru leaps and he flashes in, but Smeb ends up coming up with that first blood, and now Cuvée is going to be in such a bad spot. He can't flash out of here. Pawn arrives, picks up the second kill. Oh, and KT, the train is leaving the station already.
Bami Cinder, speaking of starts for Smeb, who just wants to push, and allow Score to continue to invade.
Oh, big engagement here. Crown needs one more auto, flashes forward, finds it, gets the solo kill on Pawn. Web's coming in from behind. Body slam, flashes in. Cask not going to connect. Meanwhile, the Realm Warp maybe coming through. Do they really want to follow up with this? The answer is going to be yes, because Cube's here. They stun Smeb into the wall, and he goes down. Crown puts a second kill on the board, and Samsung, they put their head above the water here, inch ahead of KT. Otto waiting for Core JJ, but the curtain call has been opened up on the depth. He's going to be the real target. Flashes away. Wild Growth is not there. Mata not level 6 yet, and Deft is just dead to rights. Core JJ comes up with the kill with the help of the plant. 3-2 now. Chain on the ground and popping back. Chain does come out, scores here. He flashes away, still gets caught. Body slam knocks him away from the turret. He should fall, and he does score. Finds it, but Haru answers with one very quickly. Now Cube arriving with that pin into the wall. Will stun up Smeb, boots him away with the Keeper's Verdict, but Pawn is able to answer one onto the Rengar. So far, a 2-for-1 in their favor. Pawn barely makes it out with his life, as does Smeb.
For Samsung after winning skirmishes and even able to spot out Pawn in this way.
He's trying to get some vision. Core JJ comes in, finds the root. He gets locked down by the Rune Prison, and he gets taken down. Haru gets another kill.
The advantages, Pawn would have been so much more defensive if he had that information. They're looking for
Deft.
turret
Yep,
dive.
they're all the hunt coming through. TP will come out from Smeb. They jump in, lock down Deft with a deadly flourish, and Ruler picks up a kill. Now Smeb, he completes the channel, but can he defend this turret? Does have a decent amount of clear. Now put the turret's ready to go down. They lock up Smeb. Deadly flourish comes through. Turret will fall. Now the curtain call to try to slow him up. Hitbox is just too big. Wild Growth comes through, but the last shot from Ruler finds him and takes him out. True Shot Barrage not going to clip Core JJ. He stays alive.
For Samsung, speaking of kills.
Warp yet again coming through. Deft not going to get locked down by the Rune Prison, but Haru is just waiting in the brush in vision and will kill him.
But not being able to pick any up. And
Ruler going to get jumped on. Chain's coming through. Ruler flashes away, pops the heal. Does get himself out, but now Core JJ might not be able to say the same. He'll get taken down. Smeb finds the kill, but Pawn going to get jumped on with that curtain call with Crown, who comes through. They find one. Can they get more? Wave isn't here yet. Samsung, how long do they want to stick around?
Hello again.
Pawn getting jumped on, locked down by the Rune Prison, dashes away. Wild Growth comes through. Last shot, going to be just out of range, but Pawn will still go down. Crown just hounding him with that ghost. Comes up with the kill now. Score dashing back, makes it underneath the turret, gets hit up by the roots. It popped up, but there's no follow-up damage to take him down.
Sort of aggressive moves to get back in. The scaling isn't there either.
Smeb, double body slam comes through, casks Ruler in towards Pawn. He'll get exhausted. Core JJ trying to roam his way back. Big sigil pop here onto Ruler, but it's not enough to get the kill, and now Haru arrives, takes down Pawn. Lock up onto Smeb with the deadly flourish. Curtain call comes through, which is nothing he can do. A double kill for the Rengar. Ruler doing so much damage. This thing's already down below half HP, in danger of falling. Meanwhile, top lane is just the same. Score going to get popped up by the Wild Growth, but he still falls. Ruler comes up with the kill. Now 2 inhibs about to be under assault by Samsung as they just shove into the base all willy-nilly. Not a care in the world for what KT can try to do to stop them.
KT put all their bans into getting a top lane mismatch, but the Gragas has started them off so well, and then now just doesn't provide as much as you'd want. And Poppy was, still up and available in terms of normal picks. And
Raj not going to get a whole lot done. Yubei going forward, stun score into the wall. Should have the damage to finish him off as Ruler is here. Last shot finds him. He goes down. Root connects on the Pawn. Wild Growth, or curtain call coming through. Wild Growth nowhere nearby to try to save him. And that's just going to be a double kill going over to Ruler. Crown now just tanking up or relying on those passive shields. Stays alive. Outduels Smeb with the helpless team. Takes him down. Deft falls as well. A near ace for Samsung. And with Super Creeps pushing in from the top in mid-side, they're going to go ahead and end this game 26.5 minutes, 17-5. KT getting outclassed completely here. And they're going to take us all the way to a third and final game.
An utter ecstasy for Samsung Galaxy. Finally in the regular season, they take down KT Rolster. Or he could go a lot more risky. And we're going super risky, Achilles.
Yeah, we are. GP banned away by KT in game number 2. And now Smeb will be bringing it back out here. We haven't seen this from him in a while, but we know just how good he can be on that gangplank. So this could be a world of pain for Cuvée. Likely going to need some visitation from Haru.
I mean, Achilles, if Syndra gets 2 kills early, almost everyone has exploded instantly on site. So
this is very true.
This is definitely a risk. You have Shen, and then you have the big Shen shield to deal with some of the damage, but maybe they were kind of questioning how much damage output they would have. It's not a Kha'Zix or a Graves from the jungle. It's a Gragas who's more about the utility. So they go for a champion that is a good laning phase against Maokai that Smeb is very strong on historically, but what works for Huni doesn't always work for Smeb, and this is a big risk as a last pick for KT Rolster.
Yep, saw some last-second words of confidence being instilled over to Crown. Trying to give him as much of a clear head as possible coming into this matchup. Played this exact one in game one. And came up short. Pawn solo killing him. Crown not even using the exhaust in some of those exchanges. So needs to come back into this one as lucid as possible with a clear head. And try to get rolling early.
First game of the season for Smeb on the gangplank. Very good pick historic for an 8-1. We're going to need to have a big one. We've got a big match feel, Achilles. This could be a preview of our semi-final. Two strongest teams on paper, on the screen as well. It's going to be a fun one.
That it is. Let's go ahead and see who's going to take the series, Samsung or KT. And who can yell the most, KT? Oh, Haru, he goes for the ward, has to flash away immediately. Can they follow up? Gets rooted down, body slam coming in. One more hit will do it. He gets taken down. Deft finds the first blood.
It was on 12. Minion?
Positive. Can Barrage throw down? Haru's going to flash out of it. Goes for Smeb, finds him, takes him down. And he can just go ahead and recall inside that brush. Call coming through, just clearing out the wave. TP burned out by Cuvee. Support and Pawn are nearby. Cuvee completes this. Strangledorn's coming down. They're both going to flash out of this one, but Score's going low. Throws out the explosive pass, knocking Ruler away, buying himself some crucial time. Cuvee's out of mana, but the deadly flourish comes through. He gets locked down and he falls. Crown finds the kill. 2-1. Samsung put another kill on the board.
Big turnaround. Haru stays top. It's going to get first brick as well. Smeb's full health, but doesn't want to walk up. Might get a trade kill, but this turret is definitely going to go down.
Yeah, he's looking for it with the barrels. Throws it down in front of Haru. I think he knows he's dead to rights. There we go.
Worth, though.
Will die, but yeah, very much worth. Be looking for a dive.
Cleanse.
No cleanse, no flash. And he finds the sun to start things off. And a ball barrage comes down, but Pawn gets locked up, and he dies immediately. Haru gets the kill. Crown goes low from the turret, but they'll be fine, and might just be another tower going down. Cuvee could take that up, but looks like they'll think better of it. Not sure about that wraparound from Smeb until they just spot him there. Score, gonna get his backstop likely here by Cuvee. Doesn't want to go in. Pops the Maelstrom, slows up Smeb, goes over the wall, following through with the flash. Strangledorn's thrown down. Smeb's gonna get popped up. That is just not gonna do anything to keep him alive at all. He just goes down.
Game 2 and 3, a problem. Speaking of problems,
Cuvee came in with the TP, cutting them off, looking for a pick here. Realm Warp out for Pawn, keeps him alive, but Score can't say the same thing. He goes down, immediately getting popped, and Samsung just keeps tacking on kill after kill to that scoreboard, taking away the camps, and KT look completely and utterly lost. Quickly, the Mountain Drake going to be helping speed this up for Samsung. Cannon Barrage comes down, Scores in the pit. Baron's really low. True Shot Barrage comes through, catches a couple members of Samsung.
They got it!
Smite off. It's going to be Score coming away with the Baron, but he gets taken out immediately by Samsung. Curtain Call coming through. Realm Warp thrown down by Pawn, but he gets rooted. It gets canceled, and he gets deleted. Can they find more? Smeb cleansing off the root with the orange. Will be able to make it back to the base, but Mana cannot say the same. The Bola connects, as does the Twisted Advance. He goes down, and Samsung may not have the Baron, but they get so many kills off the backside of it.
It's 3 for 1, though, and the Baron, Achilles, so it's still something for KT.
Deft fires back. He's able to take out Haru, so they lose one. And now Smeb and Deft are going to go on the counter push, maybe try to knock down this tier 1 turret in mid.
Onto Cuvee makes engage a little bit tricky.
Deft gets caught, Curtain Call coming through, Strangledorn's thrown down. They will pop up the Ezreal. One more shot would do it, but it gets body blocked by Mana. Fourth and final, not going to get too much damage down. And Haru, he has to kite back. Cuvee all on his lonesome. Pushed forward, has to retreat as best as he can. Brown finds Score, gets a stun on the Pawn. They lock him up with the Deadly Flourish, but he's able to make it out. The Unleashed Power will not take him down, and KT will head for the hills. They lose one, they get a turret.
Or say don't push without vision, but it worked out for KT.
Curtain Call coming through to clear out the minion wave.
Teleport.
TP really deep in the backside, coming in from Cuvee. Mana and Smeb already low. Can they find the picks? Or JJ going low, but now Cuvee just soaking up all the damage in the front lines. Cast comes out, pops Ruler back just a little bit.
But
Cuvee, he's got to flash away, takes one more Mystic Shot, but it's not enough to kill him. Now Haru jumps into the back, looking for Mana. Can't find the assassination, but Smeb takes him down in turn. Unleash Power goes through on the score, barely makes it out with his life. So far, a 1-for-0 and backs off. But right now, they're still holding off on this. Score getting locked up, goes low. Twisted Advance takes him way out of the fight, but poor JJ gets deleted. Curtain Call opened up by Ruler on the backside. No one there to threaten him. Shots rain through. Smeb gets taken out on the backside by Haru. Comes up with the kill. Stun won't land on the pawn. He'll be able to kite back, but Samsung getting rid of the gangplank. The super creeps getting ready to start knocking down those Nexus turrets. Doesn't get rooted by the Deadly Flourish. Baron going low. True Shot Barrage comes down, chucking them down where he can. Comes in for it. Doesn't get it this time. Is smote away by Haru. And he gets popped immediately by the Unleashed Power, but Crown has been traded by Deft. Comes up with the kill. Rooted down. Followed up into the Deadly Flourish. He gets taken out. Ruler comes up with a kill. They get rid of Mana. They're gonna get rid of Pawn. That's the ace. That's the Baron over to Samsung. Severe damage is done to the remaining structures. Cannon Barrage comes down, turned down to half HP. Crown gets popped, knocked back in by the explosive cast, but he's able to flash out to safety, at least for now. Smeb going low, Realm Warp into the back. Pawn on a suicide mission, just kills himself. Ruler finds the kill, opens up with the Curtain Call. Now Haru looking for an entry into the back, goes in, finds a double kill for Ruler by a locking down score. They'll pop the Guardian Angel of Smeb. He's gonna come back in completely surrounded by all members of Samsung, and they have finally done it with just Deft and Mana left alive. The Nexus exposed, it'll go down 37 minutes. Samsung finally beat KT in a series in the regular season.
The regular season has always been the stomping ground for KT over Samsung. This time, it's the promised land for Samsung.